Well, I'm here, and if you're asking, well, where else would you be? Indeed, it's where I should always be at this time. 12 o'clock today, though, I had given up all hopes of being able to work tonight and was just on my way home to crawl back into bed and hope this passed. But about an hour later, I started to feel a little life, and I'm breathing, and the cough is still here, and it's not the flu, so it just makes me just feel so much worse for those who have indeed had the flu and felt so much worse. But it's been a rough few days. But I'm here. I've got a lot of news to cover, and I've not been out of the office much today, but we still have a great deal to discuss, some interviews and other headlines that we'll be talking about. One story that I was not able to cover in person today, since I was a bit under the weather, was another tragic life lost due to a structure fire in eastern Kentucky in Johnson County, part of our viewing area. The W.R. Castle Volunteer Fire Department did respond to a structure fire at a single-wide mobile home this morning right around 2 a.m., knowing en route there may be someone trapped inside that residence. When they arrived, the portion of the trailer in the middle of the structure was completely engulfed in flames. They were able to enter through some windows and battle back the blaze, and then they discovered their worst fears. They later identified the deceased as 49-year-old Lena Moore, who passed away from the fire as a result of the fire, at least. The exact cause is still under investigation. She was the only one at home. She does have a son who I believe may actually live with her, but was next door at his grandmother's when the fire happened. It's still under investigation, but officials have no reason, they say, at this time to suspect any type of foul play. And while that fire department is recovering from their efforts due to that fatality last night, another fire department in eastern Kentucky is getting ready to say goodbye to their chief. We've learned of the passing this week of the chief of the Allen Volunteer Fire Department. He passed away Tuesday of this week from a heart attack that he actually suffered while on duty and while en route to a structure fire last Wednesday. We've also learned that he's a 35-year veteran of the department who has been chief of the Allen Fire Department since the first of the year. 54-year-old Billy Ray Jarvis is going to be laid to rest. Visitation and funeral will be at the Highland Avenue Free Will Baptist Church in Prestonsburg. Visitation continues this evening. It began yesterday. Services will be held tomorrow at noon in the chief's honor. Before I get to local headlines tonight and other news, I've got an announcement that will make its way on over to the community calendar, but I didn't get it typed in tonight. You, everyone, and myself included, are invited to the first annual McGoffin County Relay for Life Easter 5K Run. They say they're excited to bring an event they hope will grow year after year. Cancer, of course, has touched us all in some form, so they want to run this disease over and make this run a success. It's just $15 to enter per person. Anyone ages 10 and older can participate. For the first 100 participants, they will give a bunny ear headband to wear while running the first annual Easter 5K run. First, second, and third place awards will be given. It's going to be in the Ramey Park, March the 28th, so it's not that far away, just a couple of weeks. Registration will start at 9 that morning. The run will begin at 10. I've got some phone numbers and information for you. I'll get those up on the screen and have those for you very, very soon. Mountain Parkway is going to be our first topic of discussion before we turn to an interview with our McGoffin County Extension, with our representative of the McGoffin County Extension Service. My apologies. Work has begun on yet another phase of the Mountain Parkway widening project. I haven't been on that portion or stretch of the parkway today, maybe even this week, traveling in that direction. But if you have been, you may have noticed work beginning at the Route 7 interchange. Well, we're all very familiar with the Route 7 interchange as it's been since the inception of the Mountain Parkway. We're going to be becoming much more familiar with the new interchange, which is going to be drastically different, and crews are already working in this second section of the Mountain Parkway expansion project. This project, of course, will widen 1.1 miles of the parkway, along with it making improvements to the Kentucky Route 7 Sagersville interchange, exit 75, as we all know it. The interchange improvements include reconfiguring the westbound exit ramp to Kentucky 7 from the Mountain Parkway and realigning the three other ramps at the interchange. This will start to zoom in on the interchange itself. This is traveling west to east from left to right of your screen. Greer Mining, based in East Bernstadt, was awarded the $22.2 million contract for the project late last year, and crews have been placing road construction signs along the parkway, and they're beginning to clear trees in this area today, and a lot of other vegetation affected utilities are also being relocated at this time. Limited impacts to traffic are expected at the start of this particular project. Marshall Carrier, who we've spoken to in the program before, says this is an important stretch of the mountain parkway. It is one of the busiest parts of the parkway. As we make improvements in this area, travelers will begin to see the dramatic difference this project will make for residents, travelers, and businesses in eastern Kentucky. The construction phase of the Mountain Parkway expansion began in January, with crews from BZAC beginning to widen the 1.4 miles of the parkway and create the interchange at Gifford Road. Site work and blasting continuing in that area, and it is having some impacts on travel. The two projects are among the three slated to begin this year to the west of Sagersville in the Magoffin County central section of the entire parkway expansion project. A project to improve Kentucky 30, exit 72, and widen the parkway in that area will also begin later this year. Altogether, those three projects will widen about 6 miles of the parkway to west of Sagersville. And you can see here the overlying in red indicates the differences. Getting on the parkway, going towards the west, going towards Lexington, will follow a similar line. You can also see, however, that getting on the parkway traveling east, say from Route 7 going towards Parkway Drive, but East Mountain Parkway towards Restaurant Row is going to be a vastly different track. And then you can also see that getting off onto Route 7, that interchange or section of the interchange is going to be much wider and much safer ultimately, and also follow a much different track as well. We'll have more headlines right after these words from a few of our sponsors. Kentucky State Police, as I understand, have been very active in Magoffin County this week on one stretch of about 24 hours, and I believe it was night before last. They made 8 to 10 arrests, multiple DUI arrests here in Magoffin County. And I've also come to understand that they executed 2 child support warrants, one of more than 130 that exist in Magoffin County, on 2 individuals who had warrants in their names for child support violations totaling tens of thousands of dollars altogether, with those warrants being in effect since 2012. It's my understanding that Kentucky State Police received some information and a tip about some active child support bench warrants in the name of an Anthony and Heather Merle of Magoffin County. The two were arrested. 38-year-old Heather Merle had 9 outstanding warrants, while 45-year-old Anthony Merle had 1 in his name, in the amount of, for Mr. Merle, $15,007 and $19,713 for Mrs. Merle. As I said, they were arrested on Monday night and are still at this time lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. And these arrests have brought forth the question to the newsroom as to exactly how many active child support bench warrants are in effect in Magoffin County, and by comparison in Johnson County as well. While the Johnson County numbers I have forthcoming and hope to have in-house tomorrow, I can tell you that per the most recent active child support bench warrant list for Magoffin County that I have, which was dated January the 12th, there were 138 active child support bench warrants effective in Magoffin County. 138, some for amounts as low as $150, some in excess of $29,000, one dating back to 1975, most more recent, and in actuality, most for the past couple of years. Out of the rest of those 138, there's 1 from 2001, there's 1 from 07, actually 3 from 07, 6 from 08, 10 from 09, 13 from 2010, 16 from 2011, 27 from 2012, 29 from 2013, and 32 from 2014. Altogether, they represent a grand total of more than $771,000 in child support for which those warrants have been issued. That's an average of $5,590 per person, while keep in mind, as I said, some range from a mere $150, some to $1,000, $10,000 to $15,000, and as much as $29,000 to $30,000 for some individuals. And I've since learned that child support warrants are not logged into the e-warrant system as are other criminal warrants. Officers have to rely on a printed out list in order to find out if individuals have a child support warrant active in their name, if it's not someone they are actively searching for. Where does McGoffin County stack up against other counties? Well, that's just a question I have and don't have the answer to. We'll compare it to Johnson counties in the coming days. News coming up in just a few moments. One, will discuss the tree recovery campaign set for this Saturday and the thousands of trees, native species, that you can take as many as you would like home, that will be available at the McGoffin County Extension Service over the course of Saturday and the next couple of weeks on a couple of different occasions. And we'll also talk about efforts to see a farmers market established here in McGoffin County. Those efforts are still ongoing. But ongoing right now is tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau-sponsored community calendar. And it starts off with birthday wishes. A happy 27th birthday, it says, to my son-in-law, J.R. Keaton. Love your in-laws, your wife, and your baby girl. Happy 27th today to J.R. Keaton. And while we're all anxiously awaiting the official arrival of spring, and then, of course, the one that just makes it feel nice all the time, the literal one, I guess we'll say, we're also seeing 4-H camp approaching. It'll be here before you know it, the 16th through the 20th of June. Scholarships and payment plans are available. If you want to get ahead of the game, call your extension service at 349-3216. And Family Movie Night is coming up this Saturday at 6 at the Kearney Free Will Baptist Church. That's right. Admission, of course, is free. They're showing fireproof, and this is your official invitation to join everyone over at Kearney Free Will Baptist. Other announcements include a reminder about the household shower for Steve and Tanika Reisner of McGoffin County, who lost everything in a structure fire just a few days ago. It's going to be held this Sunday at 2 at the Sagersville Fire Department. This is a household shower held in their honor, and as well as their 3-month-old child for Steve and Tanika Reisner of McGoffin County. And Judy's Place for Kids, I'm going to take this one probably off, but I want to remind you one more time, the 5K run is not until the 11th of April, but register as soon as you can at judysplace.org or 437-7447. All proceeds go to benefit Judy's Place for Kids to continue providing services and promoting safety and justice for children with concerns of abuse. It's a 5K run, 1K walk, a superhero theme at the Expo Center. And McGoffin Youth Baseball and Softball sign-ups are going to be held this Sunday for 2 hours starting at 2:30 at your Salyersville Subway. And this is quickly winding down. As for sign-ups, this might be one of the last one, if not the last one of the last ones I'm sure that they'll have. So be sure and get registered. Baseball will be swinging before you know it. I can't wait just for the weather to be cooperative for everything and hear the crack of the bat from the back porch maybe, or even from the Ramey Park. Your News Today, P.O. Box 1443 in Sagersville. Our phone or fax, our email, Facebook page are always open, as is our door. And if it's an occasion where I don't happen to be here at the office, you can always leave it in the brass box. But get your announcement, birthday or anniversary to us. We'll tell everyone about it. Turning to funeral service announcements, 45-year-old Glenn Philip Cantrell of Jellicoe passed away on Wednesday, the 11th, the son of Archie Cantrell and Sarah Jane Sloan. Besides his parents, he's survived by brothers Donald Ray and Archie J. and sisters Teresa Lynn Stapleton and Lisa Willis. Visitation is this evening, all day tomorrow, and prior to services, they've been set for this Saturday at 1 o'clock, all from the Flat Fork Free Will Baptist Church. Burial to be afterwards at the Lacey Creek Cemetery at Lacey. The McGoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements, once again, for 45-year-old Glenn Philip Cantrell. Arthur Sam Smith Jr., 77, of Old Burning Fork Road, passed away. He is survived by his wife Paula Randolph Smith, daughters Tommy Norman and Terry Varela. Services are going to be held Saturday at 2 at the New Bethel Assembly of God Church. Burial will take place afterwards at the Branham Family Cemetery in Floyd County. Visitation is tomorrow evening for the public after 6 p.m. In lieu of flowers, please make contributions to the New Bethel Assembly of God Church in honor of Sam Smith Jr., 77, of Burning Fork Road here in McGoffin County. 79-year-old William Howard of Sagersville passed away on today's date. He was married to Audra Bryant Howard, who preceded him in death. He survived by sons William Earl, Jimmy Lee, and Stephen Ray. Visitations after 5 o'clock Saturday, and then they'll be up till services Sunday at 1. Visitation will be up till services at 1 o'clock on Sunday, all of which from the McGoffin County Funeral Home in honor of, once again, 79-year-old William Howard. Services Sunday at 1 o'clock. A reminder about services to be held Tuesday the 17th, next Tuesday here in Sagersville, for 73-year-old Betty Lou Howard Carpenter. Services once again next Tuesday, the 17th, at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation will begin on the Sunday prior and then continue all day Monday before services. Once again, 2 o'clock for next Tuesday. She's survived by a host of family and friends, daughter Melissa, as well as Morgan G. Carpenter, brothers Carter and Rick, sisters Janine Howard Salyer, Carol Howard, Helen Jo Hancock, Judy Holbrook, Frances Grace, and Della Howard. 36-year-old James Donnie Hall of Sagersville passed away yesterday. Arrangements, I'm told, are incomplete at this time. They'll be announced by the McGoffin County Funeral Home at a later date. Two topics of discussion with the same individual. Two interviews with Courtney Jenkins of the McGoffin County Extension Service. The first discussing the tree recovery campaign this Saturday here in McGoffin County. It's not a new campaign, she tells us, but it is one that is just migrating, if you will, its way into McGoffin County since the tornado.
Last year, the Kentucky Division of Forestry, the Arbor Day Foundation, and FedEx partnered with some other folks in several different counties to recover trees that were lost during the 2012 tornado. So they've just continued that campaign on into 2015 and moved on over into McGoffin County so that McGoffin Countyans can also benefit from that tree recovery. Saturday here at the Extension office, we are going to be planting trees on the bank here beside the office. Anybody is welcome to come out and participate, and then they can also come out and pick up trees to take home and plant for their own benefit. All of the trees that they are providing are native to Kentucky, so we're going to have two different kinds of oaks: red bud, persimmon, and yellow poplar.
And while they're planning on planting up to 100 trees on and around the grounds of the McGoffin County Cooperative Extension Service this Saturday, they'll have hundreds of trees for you to take home with you, and thousands more on their way in the next few weeks.
Saturday, we're going to have 1,000 seedlings here to give away of those 5 different tree varieties. But on April 2nd, we will have 3,500 seedlings available here for giveaway. Those 5 different species. You're welcome to come in and take as many or as little as you would like. It is a rain or shine event, and the rain is in the forecast. However, we've talked about it, and we feel like we've already been advertising for several weeks, and we have enough people that are committed to coming out and helping us that we hope everybody will come out. The more help we have, the less time it will take, so we can get through it pretty quickly if several people show up and help out.
Now, if you've been to the McGoffin County Extension Service for any of a variety of reasons, as they're very active in our community and throughout, you recognize Courtney Jenkins. And if you haven't, well, she's been here for quite some time, but you may also recognize her from this program. Our last and first interview with Miss Jenkins was discussing the farmers market efforts and a push to bring one here to McGoffin County, one of only 6 counties in Kentucky that still doesn't have a farmers market, if my memory serves me correct. Well, since that original interview, she tells me they've had additional meetings and more input, and they still have high hopes of seeing a farmers market established here in McGoffin County, and they've got another meeting set for later on this month.
We've had 2 meetings so far. The first meeting, we just had a couple of folks come out that were actually interested in selling at the market, but we had around 10 that were there because they wanted to support the market and wanted to learn more about the farmers market. The second meeting, we had 5 or 6 growers in the county that were interested in being a vendor, but we're meeting again on Tuesday, March 31st at 6 o'clock here at the Extension office, and we're hoping to bring in a few more vendors and people that may be interested in selling, so that we can continue to pursue the idea of a farmer's market this summer.
That gives me only just a second to touch on your Licking Valley RECC forecast, so we'll go into just a couple of days of it. We want to thank Courtney, and we'll also keep you up to date on the farmers market meetings and remind you about the one on the 31st. Tonight, after a gorgeous Thursday, we'll see a 30% chance of showers, but not until mainly after we're all in bed, and mainly after 3 a.m. Clouds are going to be on the increase with a low of 46 degrees. That sets us up for a period of rain throughout much of the weekend. Not all, but much. Tomorrow, 55, showers, maybe a half to an inch of total rainfall. A southeast wind, 3 to 6 miles per hour on your Friday. Temperatures aren't going to fluctuate much. 55 for the high, 50 for the low. Saturday, more showers. We will see the low 60s, around 63. Showers should start to wind down Saturday evening, Saturday night, and Sunday looks to be a keeper at 58 and sunny. We'll enjoy a nice Monday of next week at mostly sunny and 64 as well before our next chance of some rain. For now, that's my time. Thank you for being a part of it, and have a good night.